Hello guys, Jared here, and I'm going to review another Laurel and Hardy film, yes, because Laurel and Hardy is just one of my favourite things ever, and today I'm reviewing the film Our Relations. So yes, I have two copies of this film. One is, this is from the big Laurel and Hardy box set, which has all the dual role films. And I have it on Blu-ray in this collection with basically a bunch of their feature-length films. So yeah, those are the feature-length films on this Blu-ray, and also 3 of their short films: Another Fine Mess, Busybodies, and Toad in a Hole. So basically this is about where Stan and Ollie have these long-lost twin brothers who are Bert and Alf. Bert is Oliver Hardy's brother, and Alf is Laurel's brother, and basically, it's in a dual role where they play themselves and also play their brothers. And basically, their brothers, Bert and Alf, are sailors, and they work with James Finlayson's character, and he's called Finn in this. James Finlayson was usually called Finn in these films, and basically they. Laurel and Hardy thought their brothers had been hanged, but they're still alive, and basically they go to where the Laurel and Hardy live, and basically there's a huge confusion, and they get in a lot of trouble because of it. And this is just one of my favourite films that Laurel and Hardy have done. I think this is an absolutely brilliant film. I mean, it's just hilarious, really, and how they did it is just amazing. When Laurel and Hardy meet their brothers, the split screen and stuff, how they make them look like they're in the same room, it's just amazing, really. And obviously this is a very old film, and it still holds up really well how they did that. And I love the humour and stuff, like in this film, James Finlayson, he has a toupee, and there's a whole running gag of his sort of toupee coming off. And there's a scene where Ollie takes his toupee off and puts mustard on his head, and then puts the toupee back on, and then he puts a light bulb in his mouth, and then does that and basically cracks it. I just love it. It's hilarious. And there's a scene where Oliver Hardy's wife puts a birthday cake on top of Bert, Hardy's brother. She says, "Happy birthday to you," and then Alf, Laurel's brother, says, "But this isn't his birthday." It's just absolutely hilarious. I love Laurel and Hardy so much, and I have to say, the Blu-ray transfer on this is just brilliant, really. I love the look of black and white films on Blu-ray. I recently reviewed the original King Kong, and I have that on Blu-ray, and the transfer on that looks brilliant. Black and white does look great in Blu-ray quality. So yeah, and on this we have the other dual role shorts. We have Bratz, where they play themselves and also play their children, and Twice 2, where they play themselves as well as their sisters, who are also their wives. And I really love when people do stuff like that, where they play different roles, and I just love when people do that. In this film, it's Daphne Pollard who's playing Oliver Hardy's wife, who's the short woman who's in a lot of the Laurel and Hardy films. I think a lot of the time it's Mae Bush is the one who plays Laurel, Hardy's wife in the films. But I think Daphne Pollard is in a lot of them as well, and she is hilarious. Like the scene I said before when she puts the birthday cake on his head, and yeah, and there's also the whole gag in this of them going, "You see this?" and then banging their heads together. We also have Arthur Houseman in this film, who plays a drunk, which he played drunk in a few of Laurel and Hardy films, and he's hilarious. There's a scene where him and Bert and Alf are stuck in a phone box, and that scene is just hilarious, really. I remember there was a similar thing in the Three Stooges short called what was it? Brideless Groom. I don't know why I forgot that. Yeah, but the Three Stooges short Brideless Groom also had a similar gag of being stuck in a phone box. And it wouldn't really work now because nobody really uses phone boxes anymore. But it's still absolutely hilarious, really. And I just love seeing this whole disaster sort of unfold. A lot of my favourite comedy is to do with a complete disaster. And what's funny is at the end when both of the Hardys are saying how dumb the Laurels are, but then and they're saying they can't see past the end of their nose, but then they both walk into the water and they didn't notice. And absolutely brilliant film. Honestly, it's one of the best films that Laurel and Hardy have ever made. You see, this is the picture of it. That's the picture of it on this one, so you must check it out if you haven't seen it. It's absolutely hilarious, and great film, and bye.